everybody, welcome back to my channel. I'm Aphrodite, aka Madam Suave. If you are new here, I would like to welcome you to the community. Be sure to check the description box below and like, comment, share, and subscribe if you feel called to. Remember that energy is timeless and fluid. This could be past, present, or future energy. Flip roles if they need to be reversed, and only take a resonate, leaving the rest for what it's meant for. So the title of today's message is The Endless Cycle of Life and the Endless Cycle of Death, okay? This is a mother and child reading, so as I said before, flip roles if they need to be reversed. I'm going to try my darndest, okay? Similar to, how when I would have on my channel messages, I try to follow a kind of like the order in which I am given things, or it's kind of like I have a diagram here, okay? And so technically it's not in order, it's a lot kind of all over the place. However, I have decided that I'm going to try to follow an order, but we'll see if that works because my brain does not work in order, it works in disorder. So we're going to figure it out, okay? But I'm gonna try my best and we'll see, because I'll probably end up going all over, because usually once I get to talking, my brain works in zigzag, so it'll go all over the place. So for the person that I'm picking up on today, the person that I'm speaking to, who this message is for, okay? So you are both your mother's shadow and mirror. So your moon sign could be their sun, or your sun could be their co-ruler. So essentially this is balance, okay? It's like you balance one another out, but also you are a catalyst, right? Because when we think about co-rulers of planets, right, it's always a positive and a negative. If your moon is their sun, then you are the realization of their full potential. And the reason why I say that, right, is because your moon is the subconscious, the sun is the conscious, right? So you kind of reflect to them. You being their shadow, you reflect to them, the subconscious, the things that may be hidden, unhealed. And you have a very, very deep emotional understanding of one another, okay? Because it goes both ways. So yes, it goes both ways. So you kind of reflect back to them those aspects of themselves that, may not be directly seen, that are hidden underneath the surface, okay? Because like I said, when you are in the womb of your mother, you are literally kind of like, when we think about water, right? Water is the subconscious. So you are literally in her, almost like, yes, it's like you are literally diving into her, and you are literally diving into her subconscious, because you are a creation of your mother, right? So, and it's almost like, remember yesterday we were talking about, it's like having a figment of your imagination be an actual, actually being there, okay, in the material, having materialized. And there is something very, very specific about dreams, okay? So whether or not, because like I said, this is mother and child, so for some of you, this could be like maybe you're pregnant at this time, or maybe, while you were pregnant, you had, your dreams were just really, really crazy, or you had like some wild dreams, okay? But you are very, very connected to, like I said, either your mother or your child, okay? But yes, the moon is also about depth, okay? So it's like similar to, the umbilical cord. It's like there is still a cord like attaching you two, okay? There's still a cord. You guys are still connected, similar to the way, a baby would be connected to their child, like in the placenta, okay? There is a very, very deep connection here. You have a deep emotional understanding, like I said, of one another, but it's also like you understand like the depths of them that other people may not understand, okay? You just have, it's like this unspoken language, a very unspoken language, your intuition, okay? Shared intuition is what I'm getting, okay? Shared intuition. And it's almost like kind of like what I'm getting, it's almost like you share like a twin telepathy with your mother, okay? Is what I'm getting here. But it how do I explain this? Like I said, you are your mother's shadow, okay? So it's like a twin telepathy. But I was watching something, I believe it was one of the Jurassic Parks, okay? It was one of the Jurassic Parks, and the woman, she had been pregnant at the time, but it was like she literally gave birth to herself, okay? She literally gave birth to herself. I forgot, what kind of like scientist she was or what exactly she did, but it was like her exact genes replicated, okay? Her exact genes replicated, except, she took out any. It's basically like her DNA was the perfected version of her DNA, right? So anything that could have been passed down that, may have related to, any sort of sicknesses in the body, etc. She had basically healed those before giving birth. Okay, there's something very, very there's something very significant about that. There's something very significant about that. But also these are passed down gifts, okay? So also a lot of gifts that, your mother may have had were passed down to you, okay? So, and this also helps you to be, this also gives you, a better understanding here. When we think back to the umbilical cord, okay? When we think back to the umbilical cord, because one thing that I was thinking is that, if you are, essentially, your mother replicated, then it is like your mother is your mother, but you were also a mother to your mother, especially, like I said, if you are, a woman here, okay? You are also a mother to your mother. And so what I was getting is almost like, because, when a woman is pregnant, okay, they say, the baby takes a lot from you, okay? The baby takes a lot from you. So it's almost like it's basically giving back, okay? It's giving back, but this is through healing, okay? Because like I said, when you are in the subconscious, when you have, this understanding of depth, it's literally you are traveling into the depths of your mother, okay? So it's kind of like you not necessarily ingest that trauma, but it's like, because think about it, oxygen is given through the umbilical cord, okay? Oxygen, we think air, we also think spirit, okay? So you are very, very in tune with their spirit, and like their spirit resides in you, okay? Their spirit resides in you, so you kind of take on the spirit of that person. And so through familial healing, okay? Familial healing is one of the things that I was picking up, and this is one of the highest forms of alchemy, okay? One of the highest forms of alchemy, because it's like, think about it like this, okay? When you heal yourself, right? And I'm saying that, you are their full potential realized and actualized. And so when you are healing yourself, yes, when you are healing yourself, and like I said, you are a mirror, right? You are representative of their shadow. So it's kind of like you taking on that trauma, you healing that trauma, and then you're kind of giving it back, right? So not only are you healing, what was passed down to you, so you're healing from above, and you're also healing down below, right? So this is, you're healing the past, and you are also healing the future. So when we talk about, endless cycle of birth, the endless cycle of birth and the endless cycle of death, because think, you can either pass down death to your children or you can pass down birth, right? Now, what I mean by that, right, is you can pass down a cycle of healing or you can pass down a cycle of trauma. Now, you cannot necessarily stop your child from experiencing things that, may cause them to be traumatized, etc. However, you can pass down the tools necessary for them to heal themselves, right? So you are in a constant cycle of giving life rather than passing down death, okay? Now, we all go through death and rebirth. That is innate, okay? But you want to give them the tools that they need to continue to create and breathe life, right? And I'm already, the diagram said, we said screw the diagram, because I drifted off of what the plan was. But so this is groundwork, healing the roots and the leaves, okay? Because in alchemy, right, we're thinking about the elements, okay? The 4 elements, the 5th element being the ether, which the ether is unchangeable. So if you heal your past, right, none of that can be passed down any longer to your children, you understand? So then that is unchangeable, right? Because you can't re-traumatize, past, because that is the past, right? The past cannot be repeated. So it's like, once you change that cycle, right? You change the cycle of what was done in the past and you change it into a cycle of healing. That healing cannot be undone. Like I said, you cannot stop events from happening. However, you can always heal those things, right? So it's not passing down trauma, because like, I don't even know how to, goodness gracious. Let me see here. Okay, so I think I got it. I can't go back to where I left off, but kind of what I was jotting down here is, it's like, okay, so right, the ether is unchangeable. We come from spirit. We are created from spirit, not the other way around. So though you cannot, change your past, you cannot, change what you have been through or where you have come from, you can change the state of mind, okay, that these things were experienced. So it's like, you're not necessarily reversing the past, but you are altering it, okay? And you are altering the spirit. Because like I said, you are altering, the state of mind. You are changing the state of mind of, maybe that something was experienced, or you are basically reversing the trauma, or changing that trauma into healing, right? You are healing that trauma. And so therefore, you are also altering your state of mind when you do so. Because like I said, it's like you are overriding memory, okay? Overriding memory. Your mind, right? Your mind, we think about thoughts, okay? Thoughts is what thoughts rule our minds, and thoughts are connected to air, which is also spirit, okay? By doing this, you are unlocking the full power and the potential of your DNA, okay? And this ultimately determines the spirit that is carried down to your children, right? Like maybe, all in your family is pain, okay? Maybe all is trauma. Maybe you are, and this is not gonna resonate for everyone, okay? But maybe you are the one who's doing, the most working family. Like I said, some of you guys are like the black sheep, okay, that just, and this is not necessarily the energy that I was getting originally to start with, okay, but for some of you, you know, you may be the only one that is on this path, okay, but you are taking what you know and you are putting it to use, okay, you're taking what you know and you're putting it to use. So you were created to form abundance from pain, okay, so this is both limitless creation and success, okay, and you could be a very, very creative person, okay, and you know, sometimes pain is the greatest inspiration, but sometimes that pain is not always felt in the final product, okay, sometimes that pain is not always felt in the final product. So it's kind of like that, alchemizing your pain through the creation process, okay, and this is also creation of life, okay, so you are alchemizing it, and that is kind of what happened. Remember how I told you guys, you know, there was a baby, okay, someone here is either pregnant, or like I said, maybe this was you when you were in the womb, or maybe this is how, you know, a mother felt while they were pregnant with you. It's like that child was at work while they were in the womb. The only thing that I can say is that you were a catalyst, okay, you were a catalyst, but also a catalyst for one another. So it's like you force change, and this can cause discomfort. So it's not that, you know, you personally are who causes the discomfort, but healing itself can be very, very uncomfortable, and change, okay, change can also cause discomfort. Sometimes, you know, it's not that your pain is comforting, but it almost sometimes, you know, your pain can feel more comforting than actually like healing it, because then everything that, you know, you are trying to drown out has to come back to the surface, okay? So like I said, for some of you, you could be having a very, very uncomfortable pregnancy, or for some of you had a very, very hard and uncomfortable pregnancy, but it's because that child was at work, okay? Maybe, you know, the healing didn't necessarily take place right then and there, but it was always top priority. So like I'm saying, like you could have, you know, some sort of unspoken language, or just kind of like always knowing, you know, the needs of this person. Like I said, having a deeper understanding of them, and this could have caused you to be very, very protective, okay, of your mother, okay, cause you to be very, very protective. And because of having a deeper understanding and a more spiritual understanding of them, you could also be much, much more forgiving of any what we might call, you know, shortcoming, because of knowing where it stemmed from, okay, or being able to read beyond simply what is seen and shown on the outside, okay, knowing how their mind works, knowing what they are feeling on the inside, knowing that, you know, the reasons, okay, it's knowing the why, okay, it's knowing the why behind the what, okay, behind the what is actually being shown is the best way that I can put it, okay? Your favorite question might be why. I know that's my favorite question, is why, okay? It is always important for me to actually understand, you know, why someone is the way that they are. So it's like most times, you know, in conversation, I'm always like, why? Literally like a child, okay? Like a child, the curiosity of a child. Okay, so why is literally my favorite question. Your mother also could have been very, very protective, okay? So maybe you had, you know, a strict mother. This could have been because, you know, she didn't want you to repeat either the same mistakes, or didn't want you to experience anything that she had to experience or what she experienced, okay? So this could have been why you had a very, very strict mother. This was to protect you, okay? But also I'm getting that your interests are the interests they weren't allowed to pursue or were afraid to, okay? So this could have been deemed taboo, especially, you know, in times, okay, back in the day, okay? These could have been in times where the interests that you may have were kind of seen as taboo, okay? Or people didn't have, you know, it's not that they didn't have an understanding of, but it's because of the things that, you know, people went through to kind of make them forget. So it's not that it was always, you know, taboo to them. It's that it was made to be taboo because maybe they were punished for the things that, you know, was actually a part of their culture, not necessarily, you know, something is just an interest, okay? So this could be some cultural things too as well, okay? Also, like their gifts, okay? People's gifts could have been made to seem like I said, you know, witchy, okay, back when, you know, people were getting fucking burned at the stake, okay? This is also very healing to their own inner child, because it's like as you give yourself permission, you are also giving them permission to kind of go back to their interests, kind of revisit their childhood, revisit the things that they were interested in, that they, you know, may not have followed through on because of being too afraid to, or it being deemed as, you know, whatever, like I said, taboo or anything like that, okay? For the most part, I think that is the majority of this message. I already know, because of me feeling like there is still something that wasn't all the way given out. I know that when I watch this back, I'm probably going to have more downloads, because I'm not gonna lie, I'm a little dissatisfied. And with that being said, I feel like maybe something still needs to marinate more, okay? Something either still needs to marinate more. Something is not either not ready to come out or be delivered, and that may be because there is actually a conversation that needs to be had, okay? Some sort of, oh yes, repair, okay? Because I did write down repair somewhere here. I could have sworn. Yes, so maybe there's some sort of conversation that needs to be had, some sort of repairing of a bond, a relationship. But like I said, regardless of communication, actual verbal communication, there is a deep emotional bond connection here that is like you may have always felt bonded to this person despite any sort of miscommunication, non-communication, etc. Okay, so that's another thing that I can say right now, because like I said, yeah, I am a little dissatisfied. So I think maybe it is because there is a conversation that needs to be had, and it's not meant for a lot of information to come out in this message. Is the main thing that I can say, because I'm very, very dissatisfied. Okay, I feel very, very dissatisfied. So yeah, maybe you're feeling like there is something missing. Okay, something missing, a piece of you missing. Okay, something like something that needs to be restored, or feeling empty. Okay, or not necessarily empty, just feeling a void. Okay, there may be like a void that you are feeling. Okay, a void right now at this time. Yes, maybe some words that were needed to be said that were not said. Okay. Yes, I'm gonna go ahead. I'm gonna watch this back and see if anything else does come out, or I get any more downloads while watching it, because right now, like, I don't even, yeah, the energy is it's a little strange. I'm not gonna lie. Like, not strange. Strange is not the right word, but it's just like, yeah, strange is not the right word. It's just this I don't want to say apathy. Maybe apathy is the right word. I don't know. Possibly someone's feeling like very apathetic right now, or just like you're very unsure or uncertain about your feelings, because it's kind of it's going through that transitional. There is a transitional phase that is happening, and so during that transitional phase, there might be some uncertainties there, okay, that lie there. But like I said, I'm gonna go ahead and watch this back and see if anything else does come out. So like I said, I may have some other things to write on the screen, but for now, I'm going to go ahead and end it there. I hope that you guys got something from this message. I'm so sorry about how kind of I don't even know what to call it. Like, it's like, I don't even know. And it's like, I don't need to apologize, but I'm just like, I'm very big on, everything seeming cohesive and whole. And right now it seems a little incomplete. Okay. So I do apologize. But I do hope that you got something from this message. Hope that you enjoyed this message. If you enjoy my channel, my content, my energy, etc., I do ask that you like, comment, share, and subscribe if you feel called to. And I'll see you guys next time. Love you all. Bye.